Let's talk about investing. Some of you guys may be brand new to investing, as I was a couple of years ago, and I want to begin sharing my journey with you and encourage you to jump on board and begin to find a place to put your money so that you can not just be living paycheck to paycheck and basing your life on your income that you consistently make, but learning new ways to make more income from investments. You see, one of the biggest things that separates the poor from the wealthy is that rich people invest their money into income generating assets, and they learn to live off the income generated by those assets. Poor people typically just pay their liabilities, pay their debts, and then buy things that they don't need with the money that they have, and they never find places to put their money into new ways to make new income. But rich people are consistently paying themselves first and putting that money into new investment assets that will generate new income for them, and then they learn to live off of that income while this fortune grows for them. So in order to do that, you have to become an investor. Now, this is a bit of a scary word for some people, and if you're just beginning to think about this in your life, or even if you've just barely started, I want to talk with you for a quick minute about what it means to be an investor. Because I always viewed that word as something that was so far off in the future for me. I thought I had to be dedicated to it. I thought that I really had to have a good source of income in my life before I could ever become an investor. Little did I know that's something that's available to all of us, and really what it means to be an investor is just finding places to put your money that's going to grow more income for you, and create new streams of income, passive income, have ways that it can multiply while you don't touch it, right? And so, I always had a bank account and a savings account, but I never really knew what to do with that money, and so I typically just put it right back into my company, hoping that one day I'd have a multi-million-dollar company that would just grow and grow and grow, and then I could cash in on it. But in reality, what I needed to be doing was taking a small percentage of everything that I earned and putting it into a future fortune account, where I would then pull from that into investments and consistently create new income generating assets and investments in my life that I could grow with and originally or eventually be free with. And so that is what becoming an investor truly is simply finding places to put your money where it's going to grow. And you can do that in the stock market, you can do that in savings accounts, although the return that you get on a savings account is not very significant compared to inflation. So you want to find places like the stock market, bonds, index funds, cryptocurrencies are really cool right now and they're around. You can invest in real estate, you can invest in new businesses that will generate income for you, you can invest in passive income ventures. But whatever it is, you want to be taking the money that you earn and putting a percentage of it into new investments. And so it's really not that daunting when you realize that that's all it is taking a small percentage of your money and putting it places where you can increase your income even further. And so I never really understood how to do that or where it was, but I watched my brother as he was investing some of his money into the stock market via an app called Robinhood. And so I thought, well, eventually I want to be an investor, so maybe I'll just take a small amount of money. I'll take $1,000 and I'll put it into some stocks. And so I jumped onto E-Trade and I created a trading account and I invested money in a few different places. Originally, I was just testing the market and the waters and trying to figure out what I was doing. And so I actually invested in Quicksilver right when they were going bankrupt, which was crazy. But I saw this pattern where it was consistently going up and then down and up and down and up and down at a very small amount. And so it was very easy to buy a huge amount of stocks because they were, a couple pennies each or whatever. And I just saw this consistent pattern of increase and decrease. And so what I was able to do is double and triple my money by buying Quicksilver stock at a low and then selling it at a high, buy it at a low, sell it at a high, and it was a predictable thing. Not the wisest trading strategy, especially long term, but I was able to test the waters with that. And the only problem was that E-Trade was charging me $5 every time I made a transaction. So I may make $25 in a day doing that, but I would have to pay 10 of that because I'd buy and then sell that day. And so, my profits were like $15 a day or whatever. And so I had to buy more to make it worth it. And I did eventually double my money with that, and then I invested in a couple other stocks that I got very lucky with. I had no idea what they were. I just saw that they had a great pattern that I was interested in, so I invested some money, and I doubled my money with a couple, I think 3 different stocks, as well as the Quicksilver one. And I just realized that that wasn't sustainable for me to stay on E-Trade with the amounts of money that I was trading. And so I asked my brother what he was doing, and he was investing in the stock market via an app called Robinhood. Now, this is a mobile app you can get on your iPhone. If you don't know about it yet, it's so great. I would highly encourage you to get it. It allows you to buy and sell stocks for free. There are no transaction fees whatsoever. So you invest your money, you just link it up with your bank account and put as much or as little money as you want into it, and then you can buy the stocks and sell the stocks for free with no fees. And so it just makes it so accessible to everybody, which is amazing. And so I jumped on that. I started trading on Robinhood. And by the way, if you guys haven't gotten Robinhood yet and you're interested in starting to trade, there's a link in the video description below. And if you use that link, there's a perk because I get a free stock out of it, but you also get a free stock out of signing up through that link. So they're encouraging us to share it with other people, and obviously I'm sharing my link with you so that I can get a free stock, but you also benefit and get a free stock upon signing up through that link, which is pretty exciting. And I think they choose the stock for you, but it's free, you know, so you have automatic money just from doing that, which is really cool. But I got onto Robinhood, and I just slowly started investing more and more and more money. And, I had this future fortune account growing where I was putting a percentage of everything I made into this account, but I didn't really know what to do with it yet. And so I finally had a great outlet which was Robinhood. And so I would take a small percentage of what I had in there, and then I would just consistently invest it into Robinhood, and then find these stocks that I believed in or that I saw a cool pattern with, and I would put money into it. And again, I started doing really well with that, which was amazing. And so my strategies have changed. I've done a lot of different types of trading. Robinhood allows you to day trade to an extent, which is very exciting. So some stocks I buy and hold because I believe in them and I'm waiting for their dividends and I know that they're just consistently increasing. Other stocks I buy because I see that they're about to go up or they're starting to go up, and then I sell them at their peak, and then I get rid of them and don't worry about them again. And then other stocks I'm just consistently kind of day trading because I see a pattern of rise, fall, rise, fall, rise, fall. And so I'm trying to predict that. Now there's a couple different ways that I trade, but it's all paid off pretty well for me. I've made a couple of mistakes where I've lost a little bit of money, but overall I'm up, and I'm learning so much about this new habit of investing for myself, which is really exciting. And all of a sudden, what that has done to my mental positioning is incredible, because now I'm not just a business owner. I'm not just an entrepreneur relying on my income for my livelihood. I'm beginning to think like the rich, where I am a business owner, I am an entrepreneur, I am developing new streams of income in my life via hard work and passive income, but I've now become an investor. And so I'm putting my money into stocks that are paying consistent dividends, that are consistently going up, and I don't have to do anything on there, which is amazing. And so a whole new frame of mind for myself is now I have this other fortune account which is consistently growing for me. And that's such a cool feeling. It's so great to know that I've taken my life to a whole different level and I've become an investor, which used to be this far off, scary thing for me, and now it's what I am. So I started investing in a lot of different stocks. I do that consistently. I'm always trying to put more money into Robinhood, trading new stocks, and just developing and building my portfolio. And I also have a lot of fun there because I get to create oftentimes a daily income by buying and selling stocks. You know, I have just a specific amount of my investment that I will use that for, and I'll just say, okay, I'm going to buy this stock and then I'm going to sell it as soon as I see it go up, and then I'm going to try and make a certain daily income out of that. And then once I've sold that, I'll reinvest it into a new stock, sell it as soon as it goes up, and I'll try and do that consistently daily so that I have a daily income. All the while I have another chunk of my portfolio that is just buy and hold, get paid dividends, wait for those stocks to just consistently rise and increase. So there's a couple strategies for you. I really encourage you to start testing this out and develop your own strategies for yourself, because what works for me works because I understand it in a certain way, but you may not. And what works for you may work for you because of the way that you understand things, but it may not work for me or someone else. And so you really just have to get hands-on with this and do it. Again, I'm not an investing professional, so I can't give you advice on how you should invest your money, but I can give you my journey and encourage you to develop your own journey. Always talk to a professional and get their input before you do anything with large amounts of your money, because that's your livelihood and you should be educated and informed. But I would encourage you to really just get some skin in the game and start learning this, because this is a skill that will benefit your future and grow your overall wealth and fortune. Okay, so the next thing I did after Robinhood, and again, if you guys want to get a free stock and you want to start trading on Robinhood, click the link in the video description below. Go sign up and just put in $100. Even if you're new to this, put in $100 or $1,000 and start trading. Buy a stock that you believe in and see what you can do with that. And then you'll know that you have an investment for your future, which is really cool. And you get that free stock like I mentioned. The next thing that I did is I started to pay attention to what else was going on in the world out there. And my brother had been investing in Bitcoin for a couple of years and just did really well with it, made some significant money, doubling and tripling and quadrupling his investments because he got in on it pretty early on. And I'd always heard about it, but again, I never thought I had money to invest. And so now that I began this investment journey, I realized, I can put money into cryptocurrencies. And so I got an app similar to Robinhood called Coinbase, which is a wallet for cryptocurrencies. And I've been consistently putting money into Bitcoin, Litecoin, and Ethereum. Now, cryptocurrencies, I've just done another video on it. You guys can check it out about how I started investing in cryptocurrencies and why I think you should. It's a brand new industry. We're kind of on the tip of the spear of it right now. And some very significant players are jumping in to develop blockchain technology and to begin using the cryptocurrencies. And so I feel like there's this whole industry that's opening up, and we're still at the very tip of it right now. So, for me, I'm really excited to get involved in it, to start investing, and to seeing just where this industry is going to go, and to have some stake in it, to have skin in the game, and to own a piece of it. And so it is kind of risky still. We don't know what's going to happen with Bitcoin. It's at $6,000 per coin right now. Is it going to stay there? Is it going to grow? Is it going to drop? It's kind of a risky thing, right? So I just invested money into it and counted it as lost. I counted it as a gamble and a learning experience. And I just said, if it goes and grows, good. If it doesn't, that's okay. And so I actually started doing pretty well with that, though, and I started making money from my investments there. And so I am just deciding to consistently every week put a small amount of money into all three of those coins via Coinbase. Now again, if you want to jump on Coinbase and start trading cryptocurrencies, there's a link in the video description. I would highly encourage that you maybe start playing in this industry space as well, because there's so much potential for it. But again, consult a professional, really think this through before you make your decision. And I would encourage you to consider that money is lost once you put it in. So don't go investing your life savings into this unless you decide to, but I would just highly encourage you to consider whatever money you put into it as a gamble and be okay losing it, because it could happen. We don't know where this industry is going to go. We guess it's going to grow like crazy, but we don't know. But yeah, Coinbase has been amazing. So I've been able to invest in 3 different cryptocurrencies. There's a lot of different coins out there. A lot of them are kind of scams. There's pump and dumps, kind of like penny stocks, where people start a new coin, they get a lot of investments, and they just say, we're broke or whatever, take that money and run. So you have to be careful when you're investing in these. But there are a couple that stand out. So Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin are pretty standard. Everybody's investing in those, or a lot of people are investing in those. There's also Ripple and Dash, which are invested in heavily by the banking systems. Now, one really cool thing is Bitcoin is totally decentralized. No one has control of it. There is nobody that's able to manipulate it so far, or hopefully in the future. But of course, the banking system is being put out by that, because there's this whole new thing that's rivaling them now. So they decided to create their own cryptocurrencies, and be involved in the industry. And so it's probably a pretty safe bet that they're going to fight tooth and nail to keep their investments going and to keep some kind of control over all of this. And so Ripple and Dash are two of the ones that I discovered that are being heavily invested in by the banking industry and some other big commerce companies and big technology companies. And so trusting that they're going to fight for their currencies to grow and to have a real stake in this industry. I think those are two other ones that I feel pretty comfortable investing in and putting some money into. And then there's a handful of other coins that are on the rise and are worth paying attention to. And so my goal by the end of the year is just to invest a small amount of money into every single one of those coins, and then wait and ride it out for a couple of months and see if they're rising, see if they're gaining traction, and whichever ones are, I'll consistently put a little bit more money into, and just become an active investor in the cryptocurrency world. So that's my strategy, that's my journey. I'm pretty excited about it. You guys should find your own journey, your own strategies for this. Learn from other people that are doing it and figure out how you want to be involved if you want to be involved. But if you do, Coinbase is a great place to start. Again, there's a link for you down there in the video description, and I would encourage you to kind of just consider how you'll get involved in this industry, as it's a brand new thing and we are on the tip of the spear still. And then lastly, I had a really good friend that I trust come and approach me about a new coin that got developed called Universa. And it's got a pretty cool team behind it, some really good advisors on board, and the technology that they're developing seems to be a pretty good contender for what's going on right now. And they're selling the coins for 1 penny each at the moment. And they have this campaign going on until December. And then, consistently every couple of weeks, that percentage is going to rise. The gains are going to rise. So right now it's a penny, then it's going to be a penny and a half, and etc. So it's going to grow. And we don't really know what's going to happen with that, but I was able to invest a small amount of money because it's a penny each, right? So I invested a few $100s into that, seeing where that's going to go. If they are actual contenders in this industry and put their technology to use, then there's a good chance that their coins will be worth more than a penny a piece in the future. And so I feel like that's a pretty good investment. So I'm always just keeping my ears open for ways to get involved in this. But again, I'm trying to be very strategic and smart with my money. I'm not just putting all of it into it because we don't know how this industry is going to grow or what's going to change, what's going to work, what's not going to work. A lot of companies are getting involved in it, but we don't know what the future looks like. And so I'm kind of just considering this very risky investments with the chance to have huge gains, but considering it gone, being okay with the money that I put in. If I lost it all, it'd be fine. So that's my journey, that's my advice, that's my encouragement to you guys. That's my opinions on things. And I hope that it inspires you to take action and become an investor in your life. Because again, the thing that separates the wealthy from the poor is the wealthy are looking for ways to invest their money into new assets that are going to generate income for them. And then they can live off that income generated rather than the income that they have to consistently rely upon daily. So they pay themselves first and they invest into new assets that generate more income and drip more back into their life. Whereas the poor pay their bills, pay their debts, pay their obligations and liabilities first, and then whatever's left over, they have to spend on things that don't get them anywhere, other liabilities. The middle class, kind of the same thing. They make good money, but they're paying their debts first, they're paying their liabilities first, and then they're investing in other liabilities that cost them more money. What you want to do is invest in things that make you more money, and then consistently grow that pool until you have a fortune on your hands. So become an investor, think about these ways. If you want the resources, they're in the video descriptions below. I'd encourage you to consider them and see how you want to play in it and start investing for yourself. I'd love to hear you guys' thoughts. If you're investing in fun things, if you're investing in cool things, if you're investing in experiencing success, share those in the comments below and let's discuss. So thank you guys for watching. I'm Makai Block with Limitless North, and I will see you on the next one. Hi, I'm Makai Block. Welcome to Limitless North TV. I want you to subscribe to my YouTube channel. You might ask yourself, why should I? Every week, I'll be developing and delivering quality videos focused on helping you become a high-value, high-achieving entrepreneur, to earn more and increase your income, to build and grow your wealth, and to make insightful and impactful changes to the way that you live your life and run your businesses. You will be challenged. You will be inspired. I will motivate you to hit that next level in your life, to overcome your obstacles, and to quit struggling through your mediocrity. But most importantly, I'll be developing and delivering strategies and ideas, tips, tricks, habits, and tools that you can begin implementing in your life today to see the success and the change that you've been hoping for. So go ahead, hit that subscribe button, turn on the post notifications so you don't miss a single episode, and I will see you on the next one. I guarantee you, and I promise you, that you won't regret it. Welcome to Limitless North.